Joining us, and it's time for NBA basketball on 2K Sports.
Ready to go?
This is Kevin Harlan along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Doris Burke will be reporting from the sidelines. Thrilled to be back in Oklahoma City. The Thunder ready for that home court advantage. And this matchup with the Hawks, it's their first meeting of the season. Home court advantage played a part in last year's season series. Each team took their home game in a 1-1 split. A look at Atlanta's opening lineup. Hayward out there with Boris Diaw. And it's Smith. Then there's Horford. And it's Thomas in at the 1 spot. And you think about Stephen Curry, clearly one of their scene. Clark, I think you could make a case that three-point shooter in league history. What do you think?
I think he's the best total shot maker shooter we've had in the league. When you look at all aspects of shooting, I don't know if anybody's ever been better.
Here's Atlanta. It's a three-point game. Last game matchup with the Suns, a tough loss there.
And really, I just felt like they didn't compete, particularly on the backboards. Probably their weakest area in that game.
Well, they weren't doing their work early. They weren't carving out space for themselves under the glass. And guys just weren't working hard enough in my estimation.
Got that one up quick.
Really nice dime dropping there. Playmaking ability is exactly what you get from Isaiah Thomas.
Curry kicks to Randall. Horford with the rebound.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
And he gets it to go. Hayward's got 5 points so far.
I tell you what, guys, it's going to be a tough day on this defense if he's got the A game rolling tonight.
Hardaway passes to Plumlee. It's Curry outside. And again, no good by Oklahoma City.
And they're 1 of 5 to start this game. Just really haven't gotten into a flow offensively.
Here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes gone by. Here's Hardaway. Good, and Curry gets the assist. Hardaway's got his first points of the night.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
Dishes it to Smith. Beyond the arc. Another three for Atlanta.
And, you know, the Hawks were great from beyond the arc, but it wasn't just one person. They did a great job of creating a space and really passing up good shots for great ones. And I think that's the mark of a true team.
Scored the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Very high percentage so far, and if you want to start a game hot, that's the way to do it.
Now here's Plumlee. Warren dishes to Curry. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Curry's got 5 points so far. And for the Hawks, Korver led the way in three-point shooting for him. But as you were saying, their second best three-point percentage in the league was the result, Clark, and I know you're big on this, on their team offense.
Exactly. I mean, the real noteworthy stat on that area was almost 92% of their made threes were assisted on. Crisp ball movement and finding the open guy was really their mantra.
Outside Thomas. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
Nice work on the inside. Hard to get that one up and over the big fella.
Well, it's not supposed to. A little artistry on the inside helped him make it happen.
And now the fast break. Thomas with the ball. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And guys, as much as Isaiah Thomas can help you on offense, at times he can hurt you on the defensive side. Immediately posted up by whomever he's guarding, you have to give help. And of course, that leaves your defense vulnerable, particularly on the weak side and controlling that defensive backboard.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Miles Plumlee's checked in for Plumlee. Laverne comes in for Julius Randle. Green, he's checked in for Warren. And Jared Bayless subbed in for Tim Hardaway Jr. The offensive rebound. They kick it out to Green. Here's Curry with the 3. Oklahoma City the rebound. Tries yet again. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. And while we've got this moment here now, let's take a look at last season's leaders in converting turnovers into points. Number 5, the Hawks.
And this team, in terms of scoring off the turnovers, that became the identity. I mean, they really look to disrupt and cause problems defensively. And, boy, do they take advantage on the other end.
And the Hawks making a change here. Payne's checked in. Greg, you're talking about Isaiah Thomas before. Certainly his short stature limits him on Clark, the defensive side.
Yeah, but you know what? He doesn't rack up a ton of steals, given his instincts and quickness. I think he really focuses on making his impact at the offensive end.
And it's Laverne missing.
Major defensive lapse right there. I mean, he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You've got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
Payne's shot is good.
Took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on it.
And Laverne kicks to Bayless. Oklahoma City moving it around. Puts it up from 15. Shot's good by Laverne.
Just no chance for the smaller defender to block that shot.
He's really, really good at using his size to free himself up for those mid-range jumpers. A master at it.
Here's Neal. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Suns in Phoenix.
And not just the scoring. It was also how fierce he was on defense, grabbing 3 steals on the night as well.
The Hawks leading by 7. Here's Bogdanovich. Bayless grabs the board. Oklahoma City's gone 1 of 5 from downtown in the first quarter. Points out there have been hard to come by. Shots good by Laverne.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want.
And it's sent back by Plumlee. Bayless the pass to Curry. Green dishes to Curry. Kicks it to Plumlee. Outside, Green. Drains the three. Pointer. Green's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. And a high score. And welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. More action in store as the players get ready to go, having a nice break to get hydrated with Gatorade. And for the Hawks guys, what stands out to you stats-wise?
I just like the way they're getting out in the open court, taking advantage of all those fast break chances here early on.
I agree with you, Greg. I mean, they can run, and they've done a good job filling the lanes in transition.
On the court for Atlanta, we've got Hayward. Jared Sullinger is out there with Horford. Then it's Isaiah Thomas, and it's Bogdanovich in at the 2. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Bayless. Chance there to take the lead. Missing. The Hawks leading. Thomas kicks to Bogdanovich. Out to the right wing. Pass to Hayward. Here's Bogdanovich. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. And it's good.
And, guys, you hear about how the Hawks are the jokingly referred to as the Spurs of the East. It has to do with their coach, Mike Budenholzer, who's really brought that philosophy here to Atlanta.
And the Thunder making a switch here. Randall's checked in. Atlanta also making some changes here. Diaw comes in for Sullinger. And J.R. Smith's subbed in for Bogdanovich. Second quarter of basketball, about 1 minute played so far. On for Coach Budenholzer, Greg. He did spend 19 years with the Spurs, so it makes a lot of sense. Clark, he won 4 titles during his time there in San Antonio.
And, Kevin, you can really see how he's adapted and brought the motion offense over to this team, and it's worked well for the Hawks.
And they're beginning to just flat-out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg. They've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
The Hawks leading by 4. We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. The pass to Smith. Plumlee with the steal. And oh, here we go with Bayless. Nobody back. Rips down the breakaway slam.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
The shot by Hayward, wide open. They get the rebound. Tries yet again, and it's Diaw laying it in. Diaw's got 4 points in the quarter.
3 consecutive baskets have come right at the rim. Defense had better start buckling down and tightening up.
Guys, they are getting exposed in terms of their low post defense.
The Hawks have gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter. Outside Thomas. Passes it to Diaw. There's the feed to Hayward. Inside, Plumlee with the steal. Warren kicks to Randall.
Whoa! Swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
And that replay is sponsored by Kia, the Kia Slam Cam, giving us a great look at that one.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
Yeah, the defense is all about disrupting timing and spacing, and what they've got going right now is not getting it done.
Last season we saw Al Horford rounding back into form. Good to see that after what had been his second season-ending pectoral muscle tear back in late 2013.
Exactly. I mean, the Hawks just had to bide their time while their best player was out. You saw once he returned, though, he makes a big difference for him.
Laverne, he's checked in for the Thunder. Curry comes in for Tim Hardaway Jr. Atlanta also making some changes here. Scotty's checked in for Diaw. Gary Neal comes in for Gordon Hayward. And it's Payne in for Isaiah Thomas. And Horford, here we go. Well-placed jumper from the free throw line. Horford's got 6 points.
And for me, Horford, one of the most unappreciated stars in the league. When he's healthy, he's every bit the franchise player because he really has no weakness. He does pretty much everything well on the floor.
Here is Bayless. Just 4 to shoot. Another miss for him, now shooting 1 for 4 from the floor. The Hawks leading by 6. Smith with a wide open look. Steph Curry with the rebound.
And Horford, I mean, this guy does it all on the floor. But for me, his leadership, that's one of those real intangibles. And he's unselfish, all about his teammates and completely focused on winning. So when your best player has that commitment, it has to rub off on the other players.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Plumlee, he's checked in for Julius Randle. And it's Green in for Warren. And then for Atlanta, Sullinger's checked in for Horford. And it's Bogdanovich in for J.R. Smith. Now here's Payne. He's coming off a 13-point game against Phoenix. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Payne's got his second bucket.
That's what they're hanging their hat on today, fellas. Hard-nosed, smash-mouth play down on the low block.
Old-fashioned, isn't it, my man? Old-fashioned, pound-the-rock basketball, and it is definitely working for them.
Green inside the three-point line. That one a little long.
Well, I tell you what, that's too good a look to pass up there. Even though it didn't go, that's one you got to take.
In the corner, Neal with it. The Thunder pull it in.
That's an unusual, surprising miss for him. Typically, he's good on those inside.
And stolen by Scott. And now here comes Neal, leading the break. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
It is. I mean, no reason to back off and give him the layup. I mean, much better off making him go to the line.
That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2.
And for long stretches of the season, the Thunder, they had a short bench early on due to injury and just having a short rotation. They did change things up, though, as they went through that regular season.
Here's Payne. The Thunder making the shot. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist. Neal's got the lead up to 7 now for the Hawks. The Thunder have gone 5 of 12 from the field here in the second. Curry with it. Now guarded by Payne. Plumlee with the screen. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Outside Curry. Just 5 on the clock. Bulls from the top of the key. Can't hit. Here's Neal. That's good. Neal's got 5 points now this quarter.
And when it comes to size, it's not a one-on-one matchup that favors him.
Well, you wouldn't know it with that finish, I tell you.
That'll do it for the first half.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And in this completely jam-packed arena, a competitive matchup for Atlanta in the first quarter. They never trailed by more than 3 points, and it was neck and neck the entire. That's going to do it for now as the second half is just.
The second half just about to get going here. They've got Plumlee. Steph Curry's out there with Hardaway. Then it's Julius Randle, and it's Warren in at the 3 slot. That's the lineup in the game for Oklahoma City. Curry gets the bucket.
Well, he knew how many inches he had over the guy. I mean, let's face it, good decision to just rise up and take the jump shot.
That's good. That's now 8 points for Al Horford.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
And Steph Curry, 6'3" and about 195. I mean, a slender frame. You look back to high school and college, and that was one of the question marks. Did he have the strength to succeed?
And speaking of Curry's slight build, he's worked up and bulked himself. He's added some muscle. He even got up to 200 pounds, I think he said. But he didn't feel real good, Clark, at that weight.
Yeah, it's not about the weight, Kevin. It's about strength. You need it to fight through screens and attack the rim, and he's clearly put on the strength he needs to play at his highest level.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Yeah, and Al Horford really has become one of those elite two-way big men. And that's very rare. You look at most bigs in the NBA, they excel at either one end or the other, but this is one of those guys that does it all.
Good on the second free throw. And Horford at 6'10", a natural power forward who's been pressed into duty at the center spot, but he holds his own on the low block.
He also does a really good job, Kevin, moving his feet and covering in space, covering the pick and roll. He's outstanding in that regard, which is important in today's game. He's got mobility and a high IQ.
Here is Hayward. It's good. The assist that time from Dion. And that's now 9 points for Gordon Hayward.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
You're exactly right. It's been all good at one end, and let's be diplomatic and just say not so good at the other end.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Thunder. And you know, Gordon Hayward was involved in one of the more fascinating NBA draft stories. It started after his father confirmed that Gordon would submit his name to the draft but would not immediately hire an agent.
Yeah, reportedly Dad created a highly detailed 2-page questionnaire that he gave prospective agents, which is not something that's typical.
Thomas gets a wide open look, and the 3 ball is good. Thomas got 7.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
And that's keyed this run. Passing it with purpose. The D hasn't been able to keep up.
Wasted no time on that one.
And on the topic of Hayward hiring an agent, it was reported that the questionnaire was just the beginning, and that prospective agents also went through quite a grilling. In addition to that, you talk about a thorough process.
And now the first timeout called here for the Hawks.
You know, back to Hayward, obviously his first NBA contract was subject to the rookie wage scale, but his second contract, 4-year max deal. So whatever the Haywards have done as far as agent vetting, it's paid off.
Thomas. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
And Isaiah Thomas, traded last season from Phoenix over to Boston, seemed to be a matter of fit and not production as to why they moved him.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
I was able to listen in on what Mike Budenholzer had to say to his team. Hayward was the focus of the discussion, and he wants their offense to run through him. Coach is looking for him to take on a lot of responsibility when they've got the ball, to be a leader at the offensive end. There's still plenty of basketball left to play, and as we watch how these adjustments play out, Kev, it'll be interesting.
And thank you for that, Doris. Now the dish to Warren. Oklahoma City needs to get off a shot. Deflects the pass, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Thunder will retain possession. Greg, you were talking about Isaiah Thomas. He had no love lost for the Suns. In their first meeting, he took them apart, Clark, on the floor. Remember that game? Stared them down as he was hitting shots. Looked at that bench, man. He had a big chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, and you know, most guys that are a little undersized and have battled doubters all their careers bring that kind of edge anyway. You throw in the fact that he was disappointed how the trade unfolded. He was amped up and ready for that return visit.
Randall passes to Plumlee. Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. Curry kicks to Warren. And the 3 off target. Atlanta leading by 12. Pass to Smith. Puts it up from 17. Randall grabs the board. Diaw with the steal. Smith dishes to Thomas. Hayward on the wing. Curry brings the double. Hayward kicks to Thomas. Good. Thomas got 6 here in this quarter.
And an open path to the hoop there. Easy bucket. We've seen that far too many times today.
Randall passes to Plumlee. Hardaway dishes to Randall. Plumlee in the high post and stolen by Thomas. We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. Here's Hayward. And the rebound goes to the Thunder.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
Tim Hardaway Jr., the son of the great Tim Hardaway Sr., had a very good rookie season. However, last season, Clark, not the improvement that some were hoping to see out of him.
Kevin, you knew the expectations were going to be high going forward, very high. But sometimes you step back before you move forward. He only shot 39% last season. Very low for a guy of his caliber.
Looking at who's out there now for the Thunder. Miles Plumlee's checked in for Plumlee. Laverne comes in for Randall. Jeff Green is checked in for T.J. Warren. And Jared Bayless subbed in for Steph Curry. Here's Bogdanovich. And the space there, but it's offline.
And we were talking about Hardaway Jr., and he had a very good shot coming out of college, does a good job of freeing himself off screens, plays with good energy and intensity. For this young man, I believe the sky is the limit.
Now here's Payne, guarded closely. Laverne grabs the miss. Laverne's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Hardaway from outside. Kept alive. Green kicks to Plumlee. Another shot. And Jeff Green, the bucket on the assist by Bayless. Green's got 5 now. The Hawks leading by 10.
You know, with Hardaway Jr., it's not my thing to compare guys to other players, but he could use a little bit of his dad's quickness and ball handling. Tim Sr. was one of the best in the league at getting his own shot and getting shots for others. If Tim Jr. can get half of that in his game, his star will rise.
It's been said time and time again that playing in Oklahoma City is one of the tougher places to play in the league. Last year we saw it as well. This place, Greg, gets so loud when the Thunder are.
And even though the Thunder missed the playoffs, the Chesapeake Energy Arena was as loud as ever. Really helps when you are the show in a city.
Laverne passes to Bayless. He gets it to fall. That makes it just a single-digit lead. Bayless has got his 2nd bucket of the game to go. The Hawks have gone 6 of 10 from the field in the 3rd quarter. 30 seconds left to play in the third. Payne dishes to Sullinger. And a missed layup.
Fellas, that's exactly the job the big guy has to do for him. Contest every rebound.
And Plumlee kicks to Green. Feeds it to Bayless. He dishes it to Green. Up top, Plumlee. Pass to Bayless. Fires from deep. Can't hit. Bogdanovich. No good. And that does it for the third quarter. The fourth quarter just moments away now as we welcome you back. The Hawks leading by 9. Fourth quarter on the court for the Hawks. Isaiah Thomas out there with Bogdanovich. And it's Hayward. Then it's Jared Sullinger. And it's Diaw in at the power forward. Hayward from outside. Good, and the assist goes to Thomas. Thomas got his 5th assist in this one.
First 3 of the half, second of the game. Can he heat up?
Here's Randall. Outside for Curry. Tries again. And he hits the jump shot. Curry's got 9 points now in just the second half.
And he's been the key for their offense with the way he shot the basketball.
Yeah, he's most certainly not the reason they're in the hole. I mean, his percentage has been outstanding.
Hayward goes in. Good for his 8th field goal. He's attempted a dozen shots.
I mean, he's just been brilliant today, guys, and it was the same exact story last time out.
Curry passes to Randall. Can't get it to go. So Atlanta will take it the other way. Hayward kicks to Thomas. Down low. Here's Diaw. Boom, he jams it straight down.
I tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise we'd probably have a 45-minute delay here if he shattered the backboard.
And he gets it to go. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Hawks.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ball game.
Yeah, and also the way they've been able to generate points off of the turnovers that they forced tonight has also helped.
And the Thunder with some changes. Mason Plumlee's checked in for Laverne. And Warren subbed in for Jeff Green. Al Horford is checked in for the Hawks. Smith comes in for Bogdanovich.
How about the way he's able to angle his body to shield the big fella off and still get the finish?
You've got to be clever with your sleight of hand when you get inside and try to finish against the bigger guys. And he made it look easy that time.
Curry with the steal. Hardaway against Horford. Cannot hit.
The bucket just not well protected, but still he doesn't convert too often. That's been the story with him.
They grabbed their own miss.
Now that's terrific defense at the rim. Got right in his path.
And you know...
Oh, wow.
Beautiful jam.
Grown man's power flush with the long hang on the rim at the end of it.
Clark, that could be a catalyst for him.
I think you're right.
And we've seen those kinds of plays get them fired up in the past.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Kia. Good stuff on that Kia Slam Cam.
Quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends. He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
It's Curry with the drive. Randall kicks to Warren. Fires for 3. Hayward with some nice D.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively.
No good there with the step-back J.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Randall dishes to Warren. Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. That is good. And it's 8 points for Julius Randle.
Well, nothing was going down for him in the first half, but since the break, he's been on target.
Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over. And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Yes, guys, Mike Budenholzer had some words for his team. His advice clear-cut. I want to see you playing to win, not playing not to lose. I don't care what the lead is. We do not back off.
Warren kicks to Curry. And with that one, the lead is trimmed to single digits. Curry's got 11 in the second half. They can take their time on this possession.
You know, guys, that wouldn't be a bad idea. I mean, gives themselves a little break, too.
Catch their breath. You're right. Hayward passes to Horford, and he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
And it was the screen there, guys, that freed him up as he ran his man into it.
And then it was all acceleration, GA, to the bucket right after that.
Almost a backboard breaker.
Thunder trailing by 11. Curry kicks to Randall. Shot from 12. Atlanta with the rebound. Horford's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Three-pointer. Hayward tries to keep it alive. And the rebound goes to the Thunder. Curry dishes to Randall. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
How about the night Randall is having? He's got 8 points, and he's come away with 2 steals as well. He's blown up some plays out there.
And it also shows you the importance of intelligence as a defender, because he has been a nightmare on the ball. Yeah, I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second, despite being down.
That's exactly when you need to be aggressive, Greg. You know that. I mean, another good job, though, of drawing contact and getting to the free throw line.
In the second half, they haven't taken care of the basketball. Simply put, more turnovers now that could hurt them later.
Curry kicks to Warren. Shot from the top of the key. And off the front iron, and in it goes. 20 points for Steph Curry.
Offensively, he can be the engine that drives them at any given time.
To the middle, here's Horford. Goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
And now as the clock ticks down, this is going to end up as a solid victory here for the Hawks.
In the end, they had a better shooting percentage, and that's what made the difference. Sometimes, you know, Clark, things go your way. The other team wasn't catching many lucky breaks themselves.
Well, it's more than luck, Kevin. I think the shot selection was good, too.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And beyond the actual result of this game, fans are going to look back and see this was just a performance for Al Horford. He affected the game so much with the way he was able to come out and get steals and extra possessions for his team.
Smith. A second chance effort, and Al Horford again. And the Hawks lead by 8.
And with that basket, you'd have to think this lead is secure.
I'm almost ready to go there with you, partner. Not quite. I'm hanging around at that 98% mark, so it's just about done, but I need a little more evidence to close the book on.
And an intentional foul right there. And that's an intentional foul. Good on the first, and that increases their lead to 6. So it gets them both, and it's a 7-point game.
Those foul shots put them that much more in the driver's seat.
And it's Oklahoma City's ball, and stolen by Horford. Thomas against Plumlee. Now, here's Thomas. And so it's Atlanta with the W. A narrow win.
Thank you,
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now let's move on to the present.